What's up, guys? Coach Ryan here with Project Fresh. And today I have one question for you. Are your joints hurting? Are they giving you trouble? Have they been giving you trouble for a long time? If that is the case, then stick around. That is what we're going to be covering today. So, my name is Ryan Sanders. I am the owner and lead coach of this company, Project Fresh. And for over the last 13 years, I've had the opportunity to help others with their health by taking control of their health, optimizing their performance, and building sustainable habits that stick. So, as a certified strength and conditioning specialist and also a certified sports nutrition coach, I've had the opportunity to work with everyone from athletes, corporate American athletes. So, they're very busy in their jobs and they're also competing, to high end individuals serving on boards across many boards, just corporate life, advisory life, very busy, to busy moms, to new couples, to one of my first clients being a dentist, our dentist. I've had a chance to work with a lot of people, and what I've found is that as we take them through the science and the real world challenges, coach them through those of fitness and nutrition, they see results if we stick to those two things: fitness and, or excuse me, addressing the challenges and bringing the science. So that being said, I share the stories, the lessons, and the systems that make long-term wellness possible. And for any of those out there that are podcasting, don't try to change your intro on the spot. It doesn't work. Ryan Sanders is here. And like I said, if you have joint related challenges, if your joints are hurting, if they're giving you trouble, if you're trying to go on those hikes, those bikes, those walks, those runs, you're trying to play with your child or your grandchild on the floor, and you've got joints that are constantly bothering you, I've got something for you that we're going to share today, that I think is very valuable. One, two, I'm quite excited about it, because with this being the case, this is something that, for us, we've been doing this now for 4 years in the context of our joints ability training, seeing a lot of different results. And I'll just take you guys through some different things here that we've got to see, starting with my wife and I. So before I even brought her into it, I started to train the joints ability. What is joints ability? It's the joints ability to to bend, to go through the full range of motion, to stabilize when you need them to stabilize, and to be able to move when they need to move, mobilize, and do so with ease, do so without pain, do so in a way that feels good, that feels unrestricted, unhampered. And a lot of times we'll use words like youthful, right? We feel youthful, we feel vibrant, we feel energized. We're operating at our highest level, right? I talked about optimizing, right? Finding optimal with my clients. So when I embarked and started learning this training about 4 years, actually it's been about 4 years now. 2022 is when we started. I tested on myself. I had started it before we moved, so it's been over 4 years at this point. And so anytime I do training, I'll work on myself. I will take myself through the process. And so I was working on my legs primarily. If I'd go play basketball, if I'd have any kind of running, usually my knees and my back would be two areas that would really bother me. And probably for a couple of days, maybe longer, depending on how much I was sitting, what kind of work I was doing. Mostly at that point, I was up and moving around. So wasn't as much as it's been the last couple of years with more sitting. That being said, what I've noticed in my snowboarding and in my ability to jump were a couple things. Beforehand, what my experience was going down the slopes on my snowboard, and I've talked about this before. I'd feel my shins and my calves burn like crazy. And I'd have to stop just because they were burning so much. I was really trying to cut hard, really trying to enjoy going through the trees. If you've ever snowboarded or skied, obviously you've got different things that you enjoy. I was trying to do some jumps and different things, and I was just burning out. And so as I did this training, I noticed some things, and I'll bring those up here in a second. For basketball, if I'd run maybe a couple of games, if I would try to jump and grab the rim, I'd feel my knees, bark at me, give me some feedback that was like, yeah, that's not a good idea if you keep doing that, and just not great. Whereas in high school, I could jump and get my head to touch the bottom of the backboard, just kind of your standard glass backboard, right? I was able to really jump in high school, and to have that experience of the body hurting in my 30s, early 30s, which really isn't a time that we should really see much drop off physically. If anything, we should see peak. 30s is a perfect time for the human body to start peaking. That's why you see a lot of Olympic athletes in their late 20s and even competing in their 30s into their 40s, operating at that level. LeBron is looked at still, I think, as the outlier, but I think if we really look at the body and what it can do, I think he should be the norm. If you really take care of the body, and of course, if you want to go that long in your athletics, he's not the only one. Tom Brady, Kobe Bryant. There's numerous others that we could talk about. I think Kareem even played a long time in his career with all the many years that they were, contesting championships. So I don't think that's the caveat. I personally believe it's the norm, but it's if you give your body what it needs to be able to perform at that level. Now, the after of what I've experienced is going down the mountain on my board. I feel like I could do 3 runs back to back, no issues. Endurance was way better. My shins were way stronger, calves way stronger. All the connections into my feet through my ankles up into my knees and hips were stronger. They could operate at the ranges of motion that I needed them to, while also being loaded, right? Going down the hill, body weight bouncing on those joints as you're going down the hills, hitting the, carving down. And then with basketball, I was able to sit all the way down into a full, as we say, ATG, right? Ass to grass is the normal terminology, but just a deep squat where you're below parallel, knees to hips are below, or your hips are below that. And from that position, explode out of that deep squat up into grabbing the rim, the basketball rim at 10 feet. And it surprised the crap out of me. I caught it with one hand the first time and then did it again. It's on our Instagram page, I think. I'm not sure if I've shared it here. But no pain, no strain. Went and played some pickup games basketball, running 2, 3, 4, some occasions 6 games. Shins, calves, knees, low back, everything feeling great. No pain, no strain. Could really push it and not have any issues. I was like, okay, this kind of training really makes a difference. Fast forward to my wife a couple of Octobers ago. She had, in the early parts of our marriage, had trouble with her knees. She had done a lot of pounding the pavement and running in her late teens and 20s. What's what her fitness journey started off with was running and getting into really good shape. And the knees really had wear and tear. And so come time to try to get some more running in, after we got married, it just wasn't working out. A couple times her knees were locking out on her, wasn't giving her, the support and stability that she wanted. And this is in our mid-20s going on 30. So she kind of just gave up running. Not 100%, but just like, I'm not going to do that to my knees. So after my success, after, about a year and a half, 2 years, she's like, yeah, I would like to try that, with the motivation, actually, running first and foremost, but getting interested in Olympic weightlifting, what she's doing now. So if you're familiar with the snatch or the clean and jerk, that's what she does now, with no knee trouble. Whereas previously, it took some time, some of the initial moves, a lot of assistance, a lot of deload of the body for her to be able to do it. Long story short, now she can Olympic weightlift, she can run, the knees are holding up, and not having those same challenges as before. So that's more on the physical side and the challenges we've seen. And now we've introduced it to many of our different clients where they can even see some differences in a matter of a week if they really employ the exercises, 2, 3, maybe 4 moves at most, and employ those and do those diligently and see some differences, which is really exciting. Now, Just about 2 weeks ago, I'm talking to someone in our nutrition group. He's like, "Hey, I don't know if you checked out this new product that we have, but I just want to share with you what I experienced." Gentleman's in his early 80s, mountaineer, has literally bagged every peak, sun, snow, shine, nighttime. He's bagged them all multiple times over. He's done multiple centuries, and I think 3 double centuries in his career as an activist, well, not as an activist, as an outdoorist, if you will, outdoorsman. He's done it all in that context. So, a lot of wonderful, amazing stories, but also some wear and tear on the body over those years. And so he's just saying, well, nothing changed. But as I came down my stairs to the first floor, I knew I did not want to go back up the stairs because my knee was really hurting me. So much so that I did everything I could every day to make sure I didn't have to go back up those stairs until it was time for bed. So he was avoiding stairs at all costs. And within the greater part of 30 days of taking this new product, he got to be a part of the launch group. He noticed not only no pain, but that he had completely forgotten about it. And he was taking it twice a day and noticing some differences. And in that time, feeling a lot better. Now, the recommendation is to do it for 3 months. But what I wanted to do is introduce this to you guys because we're going to be bringing this out as something that we'll be focusing on. We know how much people have joint ability challenges. We know how much they'd like to see these kind of results. And again, these are just, 3-4 different stories. The cool thing is that this is going to help speed up the process of the training that we do. And it's going to not only do that, but it's also going to assist you with, let me say this. If you are watching live or you are watching later, I want you to drop in the chat. Let me see if I can find it here. It should be chat box somewhere. There it is. Excuse me. All right, so drop in the chat if you are having any challenges with any of these areas. Joint mobility. Do you have any issues where your joints cannot go or they cannot move without some pain or strain or both? Okay. So joint immobility would be the issue that you're dealing with. Okay. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're dealing with joint immobility. Number 2, if your doctor has shared with you that you are dealing with bone density, loss of bone density, right? And so that is a concern or an issue for you. Let's see, I know the word that I want to use. I know the technical terminology, but osteopenia, osteoporosis. So there was one other thing that was coming into my mind. But if that is something, maybe you've had a conversation with your doctor, maybe you've done a DEXA. Recently, we've just got someone connected with someone here in the Denver metro area that does DEXA. So if you need a connection there, we have somebody that we've tested to use for bone density. And that's the conversation you're having. Drop a 2 in the chat. Okay. So 1 for joint immobility. Joints are not moving with ease without pain. 2, bone density issues. So maybe your doctor has clinically said you might be at risk or you might be experiencing osteopenia, osteoporosis. There was another one that was in my head. It was neither of those 2. Number 3, you are having issues with the connective tissues and their integrity. So maybe you're a strain, a partial tear, or previous of some connective tissues. That might be your tendons, ligaments, cartilage, fascia, any of those areas where those connective tissues are having trouble. If that is the case, go ahead and drop a 1, 2, 3 in the chat. Number 4, if you are currently concerned about your aging, your youth, how aging is starting to have you look, as far as your outward appearance, and it doesn't have to be the face, it could be the hands, it could be the legs. Okay, anything along those lines. Dealing with wrinkling. So maybe it feels like all of a sudden wrinkles came out of nowhere. Drop a 4. And then lastly, you have a desire to make sure that your hair, your skin, and your nails are optimum, which every time I take this product, my nails grow exceptionally fast. They get really strong. And it's like, oh my goodness. If that is something that is a focus for you, drop a 5. Okay, you got those categories. Now, if it's all, just go ahead and drop all in the chat. This is what we're looking at. It's called Life Plus. If you know anything about Life without the plus, it was developed by a physician, a doctor, Asma, who is lead of Modere. And so she was the one who created Liquid BioCell, which is the name of the product. So if I turn this sideways here, Liquid BioCell, there's the contrast. And so originally created the Life product and then some offshoots. That was over 20 years ago. And now since Shaklee has brought them into the family, into the partner, or partnered with, so now they're a part of the Shaklee family, they have now developed this Life Plus. And so with that being said, those are some things that we found. That obviously there's no guarantees here as far as results go, but this is just what we've seen from our training and from the use of this product. And so this is something that we're going to be putting together. And I want you guys to stay tuned. Excuse me. As this is something that we're going to be focusing on, because we know how many people out there who 1, 2, 3, or all of those things are focuses for them. And they would like to feel youthful. They would like to feel vibrant. They would truly love to enjoy life and see the next generations come in, grow, and flourish, travel. I've got a lot of 55 plus people I've trained for going on 10 years next year. Travel is very much a part of their lifestyle. As they retire from their jobs, as they watch their kids get married and have children, start to have their grandchildren, as they start to enjoy the fruits of their labor into those later years, they are doing so vibrantly because they're doing these things that help them keep going. Fitness is, without a doubt, we believe, a key component to that kind of lifestyle. The other piece is the food, which is where this one comes in. So, like I said, if you drop any one of those 5 in the chat, let us know. And then we'll engage with you further on what you might be doing right now, what's working, what's not, so we can get a sense. If you would like the assistance, great. You're just dropping in for a conversation. We love that too. We don't have anything for you as far as you don't have to buy from us. We're here to give you the education you need to go take it, use it, and apply it regularly so that you can see the benefits. With that being said, we are looking forward to sharing more in the time to come. But for now, this is Ryan Sanders of Project Fresh. This is our Monday Lunch Live, and we do this every single week at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 11 on the West Coast, 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. on the East Coast. And for all of those that check in with us internationally, we appreciate you guys. We see the numbers coming in, some from nighttime, those just getting into those late hours in Africa, in Europe, and for those in Australia, in Asia tomorrow in the morning, checking in with us as well. So we really appreciate you guys watching, and we look forward to keeping this going for the time to come. I think over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing some live demos of some different moves that will further show you some of the things that you can do very simply. A move 2 to 3 times a week, if it is the right move for the right situation, the right challenge, right? You can see some substantial changes take place. And if you're doing a movement 2 to 3 times a week and you're doing 3 sets of said movement, that is at most going to take 3, 4, 5 minutes, right? And with that being the case, those sets could be broken up throughout the day. You don't have to do them all in one go. You can wake up in the morning, do 1 set, lunch break, do 1 set. Before you go to bed, do 1 set. Do that 3 times a week and see some differences. That's literally all you need. And then if you employ something like this Life Plus, you can really start to see some even further results. Putting food and fitness together, those two are by far the best medicines on the planet, unbeaten, and I think they will remain unbeaten for many years to come by design. All right, guys. Hope you have a great one. We're looking forward to our next one.